Hi guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin, and today we are here at the Indiana State Sanatorium, and we're going to be taking a look at Adams Hall. Now, this is the section that was built around the 1950s and was used as a psychiatric hospital. I believe at one point it was also like residents or staff residents, things like that. But as far as I know, its last use was the psychiatric hall. Now, before we get into the video too far, let me thank Dawson and Adam for recording this video for me. I was actually originally here with them, but unfortunately I did have to go home as I got quite sick and had to head back to Ohio. Now, luckily I have been in this part of the building before, back when I originally visited. Currently, they are in the kitchen/dining room area. So you can see them looking around. You can kind of see where they would have got their food. There's even some trays still there. And then, of course, as we round the corner, here is the dining area, which is a really cute little area. I just really like how this is set up. Obviously, I think that they put, the trays and stuff back and like the little checkerboards to create some more ambiance. But you can imagine what it was like when this place was open and when people were actually in here eating. This is one of the coolest little places in here. I mean, overall, ISS is really amazing, but I just love how cute this little diner area is, little cafe area. And then you can see Dawson zooming in as we take another look around. And here we're going into the main entrance of Adams Hall. So they actually came in from the old nursing home area. You can see we still have the old board here. And someone changed it so it says, Mama, she pooters. But you can see still visiting hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can see where it talked about the dining room. And there is the staircase, the first of many that Dawson and Adam will sadly have to climb. And then just a look out front. And you can see, of course, the sidewalks are kind of overgrown and there's just furniture laid about. Because overall, even though this is a place you can tour, it is still pretty much in an abandoned state, other than the few areas that they have remodeled. So now we are going through the actual rooms here. Now, this is the biggest building on the property. I believe it is 4 floors and then the roof. And we can actually see here, they go into one of the rooms. There's a bingo set up, pill bottles, things like that. I think that's Chinese checkers on the table there, or at least that's what I was told they were called. That may not be the right name for them. And you can see we still have the old mattresses. I'm not exactly sure what Dawson is zooming in on here, but we have the old mattresses and old furniture that was actually in use when it was, still in use. Because this was in use until, I believe, 2012-ish? Somewhere around there. So about 12, 13 years ago, it was still in use. So here they are walking down the hallways, coming up to one of the nurses' stations. And of course you can see that where they are right now, there is not a lot of natural light. There is still some pouring in from like the rooms and stuff, but since the hallways are interior hallways, they don't have a ton of natural light. Luckily, the camera does a pretty good job of still picking up things, and I gave Dawson my flashlight. So you can see here that, we still have beds and dressers in these rooms, even as the walls crumble around them, and even curtains in this one. So that is really interesting. It always surprises me when they leave stuff behind, because you would imagine that they would try to sell as much as possible, just to try to, make more money. But guess it's not always the case. This was a little bathroom slash shower area, if I remember correctly. To totally steal Dawson's joke, the door is so heavy because it's the last shower you're ever going to take. Now, this is probably one of the day rooms here. Also looks like it had a little bit of a cafeteria set up as well. And it is nice because, you know, you got some color here still. But you can see all the paint peeling. And you can kind of see the state of decay of this building. It is very interesting that certain buildings are worse off than others. And this being a newer one from the 1950s, you would expect it to be in decent shape, especially with all of the floors above it, but it is not. There is a bra left behind. Again, just a giant hole in the wall. I'm really not sure why. You know, I do know that they do police training here 1 week a year, and it closes down to the public during that. So maybe that was also like a firefighter training thing. Near me, there used to be a place called the Shamrock Motel. I have made videos on it, and the garages there were actually used by firefighters in order to basically test out their cutting tools, where they cut them out. They cut out pieces out of the garage doors and of the roofs, I believe. So I believe this is a ladder down into the tunnel system. There is a tunnel that runs underneath the whole complex here, from the psychiatric hospital to the old nursing home to the original tuberculosis hospital, and then out to the side road. So here they are climbing up the stairs. And Adam is grabbing the door for Dawson. You can see here as soon as we come in, a nice little chair. And we're just going to see basically a lot of patient rooms and old storage rooms as well as we walk through this. Most of the floors were pretty identical, at least in their layout. And that is something that Dawson commented on. He said that he really didn't want to walk every floor if they were all going to be the same. And that is understandable. He did do me a huge favor, so I am not complaining. But yes, in a building like this, a lot of the floors are going to be very similar because it's easier to construct that way, and it would have been helpful to the staff. Now, I will say that when I go back here and I make my full exploration video, I will go through every floor and try to go through every room that is open. This one's neat. I wonder if that's where they kept medication and stuff. That one's filled with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is definitely probably where they would have kept, like, the medication. Or, like, had some sort of doctor's office room or therapy room, since it was a psych hospital. There is the elevator, which, of course, doesn't work. I'm sure they also probably had, like, different type of testing in this area as well. And there, I believe this is a janitor's closet just with a sink. Pretty common to see. Now, I will say, if you watched my ghost hunt I did here several years ago, that was a public ghost hunt, and there were other people here. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in that video or not, but as I was walking through one of the buildings, someone threw down an old tube television, like, on the ground to try to scare me. That was in this building. So I'm not sure if they will actually walk by that part or not, or if I would even recognize it, but yes, this is the building that, like, 3 guys thought that they were being funny and scary by throwing down an old television on the ground as I walked by in order to try to scare me. So again, as we look at the rooms, you're just going to see the old furniture, and we are going to continue on. Again, just old furniture. This looks like janitor's closet or bathroom. Again, just tons of stuff piled up. I don't understand why it was not sold, but it was not. It's kind of unfortunate. You can see there is one of the stairwells, but we're going to continue on. Walking around for a bit, there is a bathroom with a tub. And again, more stuff just kind of stacked up all in storage. You can see other visitors were there as they were walking through it. Again, this is a place the public can visit. They do day roam tours. It is $25, and you get the roam all day. Now this floor definitely looks way more like a hospital. It has a lot of natural light, which is nice. I believe this is actually the one where Dawson said it looks the same, and he was just going to speed through it. But as you can see, so exactly an area exactly like this is where the people threw down the TV. Obviously, it wouldn't be that TV that's on there because they probably shattered the TV by throwing it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that they threw it at. So, as we continue down, again, just taking a look at the rooms. This is also one of those weird things where we're getting higher up, and for the most part, the walls and stuff seem to be in better condition than the lower floors. Just kind of weird. You wouldn't expect that. At least I wouldn't. And of course, this side is a lot rougher than the side we came in on. So maybe there were more roof leaks on this side originally. We can see we got old filing cabinets and dressers. The old box spring, more dressers. It does look like in each room, the either air conditioner or heater had its stuff ripped off. I wonder if that was people stealing copper during the years that it was truly abandoned. And that could explain the walls too, honestly. Now we are continuing up. And again, it's going to be pretty much a lot more of the same on this floor. But it is still cool to see all this. Each floor is unique in its own way, but I do completely understand how it can be tiresome to have to do all this and climb all the stairs. Again, thank you, Dawson. If you are watching this, thank you. You've helped me out a lot. So yeah, and another thing, again, as we go up, this floor is in seemingly worse condition than the one below it. So I really do have to wonder what is the cause of one floor being worse than the other. And again, old furniture, a lot less neat than the lower floors. Definitely seems like things were just piled up on this floor. And then, if I have counted my floors right, I do believe we are now headed up to the roof. And it's actually kind of insane that you are able to walk on the roof of this building. I mean, in general, this place is pretty abandoned, and of course you sign a liability waiver. But that still feels kind of above most other places. Kind of feels like it wouldn't be allowed. I was wrong. We do have still one more floor before we get to the roof. But I think we're going to speed through it. Because again, this is going to be much of the same. Very similar designs on every floor. And various levels of decay, various furniture. Again, they weren't trying to be unique when building these buildings. They were trying to make places to help people. And, while design does come into the factor, In the 1950s, it probably wasn't as important as the idea of helping people. Now, when we go back to the 1800s and we look at things like Kirkbrides, where they thought the design could be healing, or even old tuberculosis wards with their outside porches and stuff like that, those are kind of things that we did away with as we relied more on medicine itself than the environment. So, not exactly sure what happened there. But now we are coming to the stairs. And as we do, this is finally the roof, I promise. So I will say, I did come on the roof my first time here. Absolutely terrifying. I am terrified of heights. So, as you get up here, the roof kind of has like this gravel on it. I don't know why I'm saying kind of. It has gravel on it. Not exactly sure why, but as you can see, there's really no ledges here. Like anything that could prevent you from falling off or dropping off, which terrified me. But as we go over here, I believe that this would have housed the elevator controls based on its position in the building. So they're going to go ahead and go up in here and show it off for you guys. So, if I'm right, and I could be completely wrong, I think that is part of the elevator motor. I could be completely wrong. If I am, someone please let me know. But just based off the position, it does make sense. But anyway, that is Adams Hall at the Indiana State Sanatorium. Once again, thank you to Dawson and Adam for making this possible. And thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. I explore abandoned places all the time.